everyone, I'm the Peculiar Pisces and welcome to my channel. Today is Monday, May 19th, 2025, and this is Flosstube video number 45. I am back with my weekly update. There has been no stitch email this week. I'm just waiting for those few things that I ordered to come in. So let me just get right into it. I'm in my kitchen, well, my dining room. Today it's very overcast and it's a gloomy day. It's supposed to rain today. We're expecting thunderstorms, so it's just not really good lighting anywhere, and at least I have the overhead light to sort of brighten things up. This morning I did go to Michael's and I dropped off my Teresa Wensler to be framed. They're going to go ahead and do the stitchy pin this time. Currently it is 75% off all custom framing, and that includes the stitchy pin part. So them not doing it did not benefit me price wise in any way, so I just dropped the whole thing off. I'm going with a double matting and a goldish brownish kind of frame. It should be done, supposed to be, as long as like nothing goes wrong, meaning like the frame comes in dented or chipped, or the mats aren't the right size, or I don't know. There could be a few things that it could not be wrong, that they would have to reorder the parts to come in. So as long as everything goes fine, everything should be done June 2nd. And then I can pick it up from the framers, and then I will have it in time. I have entered into not the state fair, the local fair. I'm not sure what county fair it is, but it's a county fair as opposed to the state fair. This year, I noticed that there was not a blackwork category like there was last year. So when I get my blackwork piece done, I'm going to have to see if I can, I mean, it will fit into because it's the category for the county fair that I am in is 14 to 18 count. That's my category. So that one, the blackwork piece is 18 count, so that will just go into that category unless the blackwork category comes back. Maybe I got my fairs mixed up and it's the state fair that has the blackwork category, and maybe I just got confused on which fair is which. But anyway, I am entered into the county fair with my Teresa Wensler. And I cannot wait until it's done being framed, and I will show you how it looks. It does have to be entered into the fair, it does have to be enclosed into a frame, and it has to have a wire across the back, like no sawtooth hangers, that kind of thing. So it has to be an enclosed frame and it has to have a wire. Those are like the only rules besides which category. So that is done, that is taken care of, and I can't wait until the fairs roll around. The county fair is in July, so drop off should be end of June. And then the state fair, I still have to sign up for the state fair, but that's a ways off yet. So now let's get into it. So project number 1 is the one that I am lovingly called Favorite Designer, and for the month of January and for the month of May, I've been working on Bella Filipina's Daughters of Estuary. And I did not finish pulling my needle through last night when I finished. So this is, the fabric is Volcano stitching and the color is called Poseidon. And this is 18 count Opal Aida. And here is where I am. So I've just been working on the green, blue, green, teal, aqua colored mermaid. The dark haired one, the brown, they're practically black. It's mainly 3799, which is like a charcoal smoky gray. There's actually 3 shades of gray in her hair, but really only 2 of them are kind of showing up, at least in this lighting. And I don't know how well you can see the opal in the fabric, but this is where I am. Like here, about here, I think is the end of this page. So I have the rest of this week. The rest of this week, Friday is the last day of school for my kids. Then I have all of next week, and it's not until Sunday that I will switch over to my new projects. So I really have 2 more weeks to work on this. I think I should be able to get the page finish as a goal for before I have to put it away. I think that's a pretty fair goal to get a page finish. I mean, and I might even get that page finished this week, which would be great. I'm still not sure if I'm going to be able to film next week because school will be out, but I think I might be able to do it. I'll just go down to the basement. But yeah, so the empty spaces that you can see in through here and on this mermaid and all through here, I still don't have the water lilies, the Karen water lilies color for this one. But that's the only color that I haven't stitched in here. The rest of it is beads so far. Oh, and I haven't really, from the neck down, I haven't done the Krynic, the teal Krynic color. There's some going this way, and then there's some in her seashell, and then coming down. Excuse me. So, yeah, and I have to be real creative in how I move the hoop because of the beading that I did do here and down here. So I'm still waiting on the Q-snap, which is in the order that this water lilies color is, and the other orange Krynic. So yeah, that is where I am on project number 1. And let me see. I got to work on it 11 hours, 42 minutes, and 32 seconds last week. So it's brought my total project time to 81 hours, 45 minutes, and 11 seconds. Okay, and then project number 2. Project number 2 is the Dutch Beauty Sampler. And I am up in this, well, I'm on page 2, so I'm up in this section right here. Okay, so here is my progress for the past week. I believe the last time that I worked on this, I had some of this done, but not the whole way. And I'm still not the whole way. There's another color that I'm sort of filling in down here. But I think that I had some of this done. So I finished up to the page break, and then there's like flowers and some extra things. So yeah, I've gotten a pretty good amount done the few days that I've worked on this one. And let me see, project 2. So I got to work on it a total of 4 hours, 16 minutes, and 27 seconds last week. And when I did work on it, one day I got 411 stitches in, and the other day I got 371. So total, I have put 5,084 stitches in, but I don't know what my percentage is because of how I had to go into Pattern Keeper. But that's okay. I'm still 5,000 stitches in, 5,084 stitches into it. So that's up to page 2. And there's even still a little bit, like on the first page, going down page 1, like this area is blank, but then there's some of this animal that will get cut off. So I'm not really going to do these yet until I get more to these pages over here. This is 14 count Aida that I dyed myself. I did a come dye with me video. And I can say from when I did the video, I spoke about one of the browns that I had to use was a powder brown. It was in powder form as opposed to the other ones were in liquid form. And I was a little bit concerned about making sure that it would be fully blended, to the point that I even used an immersion blender. I can't quite remember what kind of blender it is. Anyway, there are a few spots that as I'm stitching, and I can't really see one here right now, but and I think they got covered over, but there was a few spots in through here that the powder didn't fully get blended very well, and so I have some pinker spots. There's one right, I don't even know how well you can see it, but there's a pink spot here on the fabric. Anyway, so when using the powder to dye, you do have to be careful that you get it all blended in, or else there are spots that it won't be fully the right colors. Like I have these pinkish spots, and fortunately for me, they're not really noticeable. At least the few that were up in here, I do believe got covered over. So to me, it's not as noticeable. And unless I were to point it out to somebody, they probably wouldn't know that there was a flaw in the dye job. But here's, can you see that? I don't know how well you can see that, but there's a pink spot, and that's what I mean by the dye. The powder didn't fully get blended, and so there are like these little spots. Like I said, it's not noticeable, but it's noticeable to me because I was looking for it. It's something that I was afraid would happen, and it did. So moving on. That's project number 2. Project number 3 is Tilton Crafts, Winter in the Shire. And this is the one that I'm doing by color completion. And you're not even going to get to see, I don't think, really, my progress. Can you see? I almost think I can see it, at least as I'm looking in the camera. But I've just been working down. This is this part of the house. So this is where I am, which is right here. Can kind of see it almost, maybe. I feel like I can actually see it a little bit better today than I normally can. But you know, I started here and I worked across the top. There's like a tree shape in here. And then came here and then a few scattered stitches. And then I counted down and I've just been working over here. So I do have, I think, 1, 2, 3. I think this line right here is my edge, I think. So I still have about 2.5 more inches until I hit that edge. I know it's so hard to see. It's 3865, and I'm enjoying doing it by color completion. However, had I paid attention when I decided which projects to do for color completion, I would not have done one with the majority color being white or off-white. And I know I complain about this every time. It's my one regret on this. I mean, it's coming along, but it's so hard to see what's happening because it matches the fabric. So here's project 3. Let me give you these stats. Excuse me. So project 3, I got to work on it a lot this week. I got to work on it a total of 6 hours, 40 minutes, and 57 seconds. Let's see, I worked on it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I did get to put in a little bit of work on it on the weekend. So of those days, I did 262 stitches, 590 stitches, 592 stitches, 68 stitches, and 570 stitches. So I was all over the place on the stitches. But now I can tell you that total I have 6,741 stitches out of 122,500 stitches done. I am sitting at 5.5% complete. And I finished my first skein of 3865, and when I finished that skein, I had 6,703 stitches on 25 count easy grid. I forgot to tell you what the fabric was. So 25 count easy grid that I purchased from like 123 Stitch or something, and 6,703 stitches to finish out a skein of 3865. So I still have, how many do I have left? I still have 12,741 stitches of 3865 left. And I'm hoping to get it down to 10,000 and something. Like, it doesn't have to be 10,000 even, but I hope that by the end of this month, I'll get that number down to 10,000 something. It will be a lot easier for the next time I pick it up if I can just figure out how many stitches I need per day to get it done, that color done for that month. So I'm working towards my goal. I was all over the place. I did the math that if I did 450 stitches each day that I pick it up, I'll get it down to the 10,000 something. But I was all over the place last week. My husband was home. He was working from home. He was doing some class thing. And so he was home. And so he even managed to bother me while he was doing schoolwork. It was mostly about lunch things. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna order lunch. Come and do this." Or it was, "Hey, I have a lunch break. Let's go to lunch." So it was having lunch with my husband is what really cut into my stitching time, and that's what it was. So so I didn't work on it as much because I was eating lunch with my husband. So did I do the time? I worked on it a total of 6 hours, 40 minutes, and 57 seconds. And it's brought my total time to 28 hours, 33 minutes, and 30 seconds. And I said that I am at 5.5% on that one. I think that by the time I get all of 3865, I think I'm going to be at almost 20%. I think, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, and project 4 is here. This is my Stash Buster piece. This is Candamar Designs. The artist is Christian Reese Lassen, and it is called the Silent Journey Picture. 51045. If you want that information. But this is what it looks like. And I am very happy with my progress. Very happy. Okay. I have to see what I was doing here. Okay. So here's where I am. This is, actually, let me take it off. Should I take it off? It'll be easier to see if it's off. Or at least mostly off. I'll take it mostly off. There. Okay, so I do have this top edge, and I've just been working over, and this is actually the end of my page. So I am kind of almost done with this section. I mean, it's full coverage, so I have to fill it all in here and down, and I still have to finish filling in my whale. But from here up is fully finished. I just have to fill in my whale over here and then fill in that chunk. So yeah, like this is the pattern. So the blue is what I've done. The gray is what I haven't done. That makes it a little bit easier to see what I haven't done. So, you know, I'm getting close. I only have one more week of school left. So I don't know how far I'll get with that, you know, completely, but you know, when I'm using the Tiny Decisions app, I will at least touch it a little bit. This is the one that I doubled over. My C-clamps, is that what I would call them? These things for the Q-snaps. It's loose. It's not holding as tightly anymore. And of course, I'm like right at the edge, so it's just not doing very well. But yeah, here's where I am. I'm very happy with my progress on all of my projects, not just this one, but yeah. So that's my updates on everything. And I really hope to see everyone next week. It'll be the first Monday after school is out. So somehow I'm off by one stitch in this area. So, like, I noticed it here. that I was off, but I had too much of the dark blue done. And so I just sort of did it here, but like I counted and I did all this, and I'm pretty sure this is all right over here. So I'm just sort of from here backtracking it. So I have a part thread over here because I'm not sure, like I have to finish this section and I'll just fill in what it is over here. So I'll get everything, this comet and everything right over here and then fill in the colors. I don't know where I messed up being a stitch off, but somehow I'm a stitch off and I couldn't figure out where. And I was too far in, and so I just went, you know what? There'll just be a stitch over. I got this. I got this. So, so that's where I am. Hopefully I'll get to, yeah, hopefully I'll get to film next week, and I will show you what I'm switching to for next month. But that's it. I can't think of anything else that I did, anything else crafty wise that I would want to show. So I will see everyone hopefully next week.